So then the fat shaming thing, they had the same trainer. Justin met the trainer through Blake. And there was a scene in the film where Justin was supposed to pick Blake up. And yeah, so he asked the personal trainer how much she weighed. He wanted to train and be ready for it. She flips out about it.
Of course, you see how she ends his interviews. Anything about her weight, it's all like, I'm a couple monkeys. Ugly.
Calls him to the penthouse to do something.
I think it's a penthouse.
Their penthouse they live in. Her penthouse.
She called him to...
Yes, let's work on something. He shows up. Guess who's waiting? Guess who greets him?
Deadpool.
Your boy Ryan.
Deadpool.
Your boy Ryan Reynolds.
With the katanas.
And he's going off on him.
My wife fat.
How dare you ask about my wife's weight? Blah. Making a big deal about it.
I promise you, if I wasn't prayed up and I was in that situation and Ryan Reynolds tried to check me, I know he's like 6 feet tall or whatever. Like, bro, your face is real punchable right now. Really punchable right now.
Yeah.
Are you bow? Like, are you like, stop with the ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Stop with the ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
This is alleged. This has been proven. Or this is alleged. If that's the case, bro, you're crazy. First off, I'm not coming to your house. One, what am I coming to your house for? No, let's meet at the set or something like that. You're not gonna summon me. That's the first strike right there. Why did he even go over there? No, I don't care who you are. What? What? Come to your house for what? You come here. You're supposed to be executive producer. And then your husband talks, excuse me? Bro,
and the scene gets taken out.
Bro,
she said she will not do any more filming if the scene does not get taken out. So the scene gets taken out.
The scene of her being lifted up?
Uh-huh.
Did they do the scene?
Nope.
And record the scene?
Mm-mm.
Well, isn't that better for Justin anyway? Because he was going to hurt his back from lifting up all that weight that she had? Oh, we getting sued now. But didn't he have a back injury or something? Or
yes.
He injured
so
his
that's
back.
why he was asking, like, hey, about how much does she weigh so I could be prepared?
And even if she didn't, it's all like, hey, I don't want to tweak my back. So yeah, how much do you weigh? I don't want to like lift you up too much. And then like you go flying and now you're hurt. That's called professionalism.
So this part really gonna piss you off.
Tone deaf.
So there is a rooftop scene that Blake wanted to rewrite. And Baldoni was trying to nicely not have it happen, but she kind of just did it anyway or whatever, right? So he reads it and his response was basically like, oh, your scene was good. That was funny. We'll probably end up doing something that's a mix of your scene that you wrote and what we already had. We'll probably do something that's a mix of the both of them, kind of meet in the middle. Wasn't good enough for her. He, again, was at the penthouse. They were meeting, talking about the scene.
Wait, he went back after Ryan Reynolds, like got in his face, allegedly? What's the timeline here?
Yeah, because they're still filming a movie.
So it sounds like Justin feels like just because she's Blake Lively, which apparently means something, that whenever she says to come to the penthouse, he has to go.
Well, if she's like, hey, can we meet here? She just had a baby. He's a nice guy. He's probably like, sure, whatever. But also,
she's a working actress.
Also keep in mind, she's being extremely difficult and threatening to not film and threatening to not do things if things don't go her certain way.
That's what the issue is, bro.
And
so,
he
listen, what's
is not the big dog here.
Integrity. We all like, you know what? Fine. Forget it, Blake. Fine. Whatever you want. I got receipts. So when they ask, it's because you want to be difficult. I'm not going to do this. Like, making the movie is more important to me. But not so important. I'm going to compromise myself at every minute because you want to meet to the minute. How far is this penthouse? It's probably like no neighbors. So he probably got to drive and then go through the gate and then do more driving. He's sitting here Ubering back and forth. Oh, that's running up the budget out of his own pocket. Like, bro, get out of here. Okay, I'm sorry. Lyft. Taking the lift. Whichever one it is.
I think Justin Baldoni maybe has a driver. I don't know. He doesn't give me that vibe. So then they're there discussing it for 2 hours.
We can zoom.
Ryan,
we can zoom.
listen, okay?
What the heck?
Ryan is singing the praises of
The scene.
Blake's version of the scene,
Of course.
which later came out that actually Ryan wrote, by the way. Anyways,
Oh, that makes more sense why he was singing the praises.
Singing the praises of it.
Just look at that part. Look at that part. Isn't that good? Isn't that good?
So when Justin's going to leave,
Ryan says,
guess who shows
you
up?
know that scene's going to be in there, right?
Guess who just happens to show up as he's leaving? Taylor Swift. And what is the first thing she does?
Says, this scene is really good.
Praises Blake's scene.
Did she even watch it?
The movie?
No, the scene.
You mean she read it? Because this is Blake writing the scene that she wants to. They haven't filmed it yet.
Well, whatever. I'm leaving. All right. Hey, Taylor, I'm a big fan. See you later.
So he later on in a text, because he was kind of like picking up what she's putting down. Like she's trying to have them, you know what I mean? Kind of bully me into doing your scene, whatever. So he said, this is a text. Great. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot. Makes it so much more fun and interesting. And in parentheses, it says, and I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor, with a winky face. You really are a talent across the board. Really excited and grateful to do this together. So he's still just...
He is just piling it on.
Because...
we can read between the lines, bro. Just be all like, hey, look, from now on, if you want to do something, first off, we're zooming. I'm not driving 1,000 miles again and paying $500 in Lyft fees to come and do this. We're going to Zoom. All right. And second off, I don't need a freaking peanut gallery if you have an idea.
I feel like this is a lot easier for you to say, and it's easier said than done when you're not the A-lister.
Here's the
thing. And a film has a budget and an actor's being
that
difficult.
I really wish people would hear. It's no different. It's integrity. I'm not even saying that he doesn't have integrity. It sounds like it's a fear, right? And it's fear of, I don't want this movie to fall through because of what it means to me and because of what it means to the fans of the book and this and that and the third. But if you're a D-bag, you're a D-bag.
That's
I'm not
not
working
just
with you.
it though. There's so much more tied into it.
Why do you feel like I don't understand that? I feel like honestly, I feel like it's a cop-out.
It's not. You act because Justin's not just the end all be all. He had to get investors. Sony's involved. He's not just the big dog on campus just because he's the director.
In School for Film, I understand all of that. But at the end of the day, what is important? And that's what I said. He's probably thinking that. But guess what? Truth will set you free. That's what I said about it. Really. Truth will make you free. So it's all like, you know what? This is what the truth is. I'm free. Like, regardless of what the consequence is. That doesn't mean it's going to be an easy consequence, but you know what? I'm not going to say combat. Because now think about all the emotional stress and mental stress that he's thinking, because he did try to do all this compromising and all this stuff still happened. So now he's going to think about himself like, man, why did I do that? Now that's some extra days of therapy and counseling within himself. If he's all like, I'm going to just stick to my guns because I'm trying to do the right thing here. I understand she thinks that she's big. And it's like, you know what? What happened, Justin? How come couldn't move it? It was all like, she was just difficult to work with.
Okay, so let me read you this text from Blake.
You don't understand.
As for Taylor and Ryan, well, her name's blocked out, but obviously it's her. As for Taylor and Ryan and somebody else for that matter, allegedly, I'm the luckiest mother effer on the planet to have them as my dance mom level stage moms. They are embarrassingly effusive.
I don't know what that word
That
is.
said, they're
effusive?
Also...
Effusive?
Yeah. That said, they're also my most trusted partners and the people I go to first with anything creative I touch. Let me turn it this way. That'd probably be easier.
This
and I'm the person...
I wish you would have done that.
And I'm the person they each go to first. That reciprocal creativity and support has been one of my life's greatest and most fulfilling gifts. When they loved and signed off on the pages, I felt good to send them to you. They asked what you thought specifically after. They checked in so many times. I told them that you laughed a bunch and said It's probably a blend, but you appreciate my passion so much, which of course didn't feel great for me or them to have my passion be praised instead of any specific contribution or even just that you didn't like the pages, which was also fine.
Who's saying that?
That's Blake sending that to Justin. Then she says,
effusive, by the way, looked it up. That is the correct word. It's saying, I'm going to praise you regardless, pretty much. That's what that word pretty much means in this context.
Yes.
So that's correct.
And then she says, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit. We all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine, with the smiley emoji. You will too. I can promise you.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So she's sitting here like, play ball with me, Justin, or else. And this is what I mean when I say truth makes you free. It's all like, yeah, what's bigger than me is when I lay my head down at night. The God I serve is over all of it. And that doesn't mean that's going to be easy, right? It's going to be a battle. I'd rather fight the battle than compromise and not have to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Like legit. And people be like, oh, that's so easy to say. It's like, you don't know what I've been through. You know the battles I've already fought. But I can tell you without a doubt, it's all like, okay. And if I make that decision, it's going to be a sober-minded decision, which means I'm not thinking about, oh, the execs, oh, the producers, oh, this like, nah, sober-minded. What's right? James 4:17. To know right and not do right is a sin. And I ain't trying to do wrong. So here's what's going to happen. Let the chips fall where they may. On that Kendrick energy.
I found what I was looking for. Energy. Specifically what Reynolds said to
the whole
Baldoni.
Time you wasn't even listening?
I
You
was
just
listening.
Like looking, you was like, let me just find this.
I was listening to you.
What I say?
I just don't.
Just don't care.
Have a response.
Don't care about my voice. Just tune it out. You want to talk this whole time?
Reynolds, who swore out Baldoni and accused him of fat shaming his wife. How dare you effing ask about my wife's weight? What's wrong with you?
This is text?
No, this was when he showed up at the penthouse that morning.
According to Justin. Like he was the only one that heard it. Yes?
Yes.
Has Ryan been like, yeah, I said that. I'll say it again.
Ryan hasn't said anything except for he did nice pool. And then he goes, where's the intimacy coordinator? That was also a dig at Baldoni.
I know.
Because Blake was trying to say there wasn't one, but there's also text message proof of her being like, oh, we don't really need one. So it's just like,
well,
or her refusing to.
Nice pool sounds accurate the way he was acting because
refusing to meet. So that's all that. Let's fast forward to the Taylor Swift situation really quick.
It's been like an hour, dude.
I know. I told you this might have to be a two-parter. Should I save it for next? You don't want to talk about this again. I know you don't. So long story short, Taylor and Blake have been besties for
long story short, she says.
Long story longer. Taylor and Blake have been besties for 10 years. And that means nothing because Taylor's team is like, baby girl, you got to distance yourself from this mess because this is crazy. So Taylor's team came out and told TMZ that Taylor wants nothing to do with the case and that she's calling out Lively for lying. According to TMZ, a close source to Taylor tells TMZ that Taylor came to Blake's penthouse that day. Blake told her what time to be there. Taylor had no idea anyone else would be there. She had no idea a meeting was going on with Baldoni. And the source goes on to say that Taylor arrived as Justin was leaving and she was introduced to him for the first and only time. And the first thing Taylor said was how she's excited to see the movie because in her eyes, Baldoni is her best friend's boss. And so she's like, oh my gosh, can't wait to support my best friend, allegedly. She believes that Blake planned the time of her arrival that way on purpose, and she is baffled by Blake later characterizing her.
She's not baffled at all. Get out of here. 10 years. Come on.
By Blake later characterizing her as her quote unquote and dragon. And it's weird to say that about a friend.
Okay. See, okay. So
And hold on, there's more. And that Blake has been inappropriate, and she found out that Blake has been inappropriately leveraging her name for a long time as a
she
young actress
found
that Taylor
out.
claiming that a young actress got casted because of Taylor, and that simply did not happen.
So I feel like Tay Tay is telling the truth, yet like painting a picture. Well, I'm innocent. I didn't know. She probably didn't. I mean, if she's been your friend for 10 years, you know how tone deaf she is. And to say, why would somebody ever characterize a friend? I don't like when people do stuff like that. Because you know, if you friends, you be talking however you be talking.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, why would somebody ever characterize a friend? It's all like, because you're friends, fool. You know that. Like, you know that. You know she's called you worse. And it's cool because y'all got that relationship. But now you're trying to make it seem like, oh my gosh, what? That is disgusting. A dragon? Like, come on now. You're not that outraged.
For sure, because Taylor has a certain image. So then another statement from her team through the Daily Mail claims that Taylor says she's been telling Blake for years that she needs to tone it down a little bit. And while Taylor Swift admires that Blake is ballsy and says what she feels and
has the entitled white woman complex,
curses with the best of them, whatever that means. I guess that's something they bonded over 10 years ago. They've been friends for 10 years. But the difference between them, and this is directly from the article, the difference between them is that Taylor is more subtle and Blake goes full throttle with everything. So I just want to point out that Taylor Swift is lying because there is a video of the young girl who was casted confirming that Taylor helped and Justin Baldoni himself. So she's just trying to
in the movie,
in interviews about the movie,
a young girl was casted
to play
in the
movie to play young Blake. Lily Bloom.
Wait a minute. I thought she was talking about like another movie like a while ago.
Mm-mm.
This just gets deeper and deeper.
Isn't one go? It's just so multifaceted, you know. It's a privilege. Yeah. You might hear that Taylor may have had some influence in getting. Yes, she did. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm meant to be saying it, but I'm saying it.
No,
yeah,
you weren't.
She was a helpful part of the process of the audition, which I found out later after I got it, and that rocked my world. Yeah. I have no words. You know, one thing about Blake is that she takes her friends very seriously and really brings them under the wing. How does it feel to be just kind of part of, have her in your support system? I feel so lucky. She is an angel. She's
a dragon.
A guiding light. She's a force. She is everything you'd want as a mentor and are so lily-coated, right?
So now what's coming off is she was like, you know, Taylor helped you to try to like have this girl on her side because apparently that girl's all up Blake's butt, but whatever.
Could she act? I'd be a little upset. I'd be all like, well, I mean,
can Blake Lively act?
No, this young girl that was cast as the young Lily. Wait, her name is Lily Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
This character's name is Lily Bloom. That is so symbolic. That's definitely
just the resemblance. She is a phenomenal actress.
This is about the young girl, not Blake.
She told me Taylor Swift helped her get the role, like signed off on her audition.
I was casting, and I had actually brought in and showed her casting tape to Blake and Taylor, and they were both like, "Yes, her." And that's a true story.
What's Taylor got to do with anything? Is Taylor also an executive producer?
No, and Ryan's not a writer. You just
get that title because you gave some money, so it's like boom, executive producer. You helped
and Ryan's not a writer, but he wrote on it. And Blake's not an editor, but she was in the editing room before, without Justin, and Justin didn't even get to see the final cut.
Executive producer, you overlook the film, so
Justin didn't get to see the final cut or do a director's cut.
That's crazy. But again, that the title of executive producer, that's what it is. Now, is that what happens? Yeah, of course. We know that doesn't happen. All the people that donated on Kickstarter for the Sweet Blood of Jesus Spike Lee joint, all them people were executive producers. But did they have any say? I'm sure they didn't. No, get out of here. But technically, I mean, that's something to flex. And of course, her being, I guess, a Reynolds has something to do with it.
And for the premiere of the film, Justin was told that if he tries to show up to the premiere at the same time as Blake and the rest of the cast, they would not come. So he showed up hours early, did his interview, and him and his family were in the basement of the premiere. So, I mean, it's a lot deeper than what we talked about here. The court case is 179 pages. There's a lot that's out there.
The movie had a production budget of 25 million, I'm reading, and it made 350 million. So there's obviously probably going to be a sequel. The studio's probably like, oh yes, that's a return. That's more than doubling. So it still worked. And what if all of this is just a ploy to make the movie more bigger?
It's not. So, and
we're just trying to give it some buzz.
Here's these. It's not even in theaters anymore.
They're gonna come out and be all like, so, yeah. They're like, hey, go watch the movie that started the drama.
So that's not even Justin's
cut. And Deadpool. Ryan put it in the Deadpool movie. Now that's connected.
So, also,
it's all a conspiracy.
Not at all. Justin Baldoni.
It's all connected.
Do you know that man? Deep dive on him. Anyways,
do you know that man?
So
neither of us know that.
Justin texted one of the editors that were some of the editors from his team.
Do the work?
Just curious if you guys have peeked at her cut and if anything has changed. Editor number 2, I have just been told that we are not permitted to look. Haha, wow, when did that happen? Editor number 1, as per Sony. Editor number 2, this evening. Justin Baldoni, wow, okay then. The editors and director isn't allowed to look at the actress's cut. Got it. Well, here we go. We will just keep taking the high road.
What's the contract state here for these people? You know, there's a saying, for evil to prevail, good men have just but to do nothing. You know, like if you do nothing, evil is going to continue to prevail. And when you say, oh, Miss Blake Lively, oh, but it's Sony. Oh, and it's all like, nah, bruh. We're not. No, what? Get out of here. Like Ice Cube, when you saw in Shroud of Compton, great movie. No Blake Lively in there. When he went in, and you see him, and he said, "Yo, pay me what you owe." And he started busting up all the stuff. And he was like, "Okay," because he knew what was up. And at the end, what did he say? He said, "All the stuff I busted up, you can take it out of the cut that you owe me." Because he knew the consequence of his actions. And he was all like, yeah, I'll pay for it, whatever. But you owe me my money. You're going to pay me my money. Even if I have to take these drastic, you know what else? Al Green, the representative that just got kicked out, he was on the Breakfast Club and he was saying like, I knew full well the consequence of my actions. And if the repercussions, talking about, and they're trying to like silence him or like take his position and stuff like that. And he's all like, if that is the case, then so be it. But I knew the consequence of my actions and I felt like it was worth it. So if I had to do it again, yes, I would do it again. I didn't mean to like get belligerent, but I was upset about what he was saying, but I already planned to walk out. So he was like saying he made a sober-minded decision. And if it had to happen again, he would make the same decision.
A sober-minded decision. I believe that is what Justin Baldoni did. I don't think that this complaint happened and then Justin was like, I'm going to sue back and all of a sudden prepared with all these receipts. I think it started going the way it was going and all these little things were happening and Justin was like, okay, I clocked her. I already know the type. I already know their type. We're going to get through this. I'm going to save all these receipts and then I'm coming for them publicly because in my opinion, this is doing way more damage to Blake and Ryan. People are even side-eyeing Taylor. Swifties don't even. Okay, please. I'm not calling y'all out.
They're worse than Drake fans. Worse than Drake
and
fans.
Hugh Jackman. Like everybody's being called into question.
What did Hugh do?
Hold on. Everybody's being called into question. So I think him taking this route, although his real vision that he wanted to bring to life didn't get to happen, I think him taking this route is way bringing way more attention to
So
it.
you feel like it's better than nipping it in the bud? And then
I don't
just
think there was a nipping
going
it in the
through
bud.
and being all like, all right, well, we're gonna just kick you off. I guess
I
we're
don't
doing the
think
same
there
thing.
was a nipping it in the bud situation. Now, if she started acting like this from jump, but everything was honky dory, they were good. They had already filmed half the movie, then they had to pause. And when they came back to filming,
They had to pause because of
is
COVID?
when all the drama, because of the strike. So when they came back to filming is when all the drama started happening. Like there's just way too much at stake. There's already way too much invested. And then again, once she started showing her true colors and then was starting to get Sony on her side for whatever reason, probably because of her husband. You know what I mean? And then Ryan like rewriting a scene. There's a sequel to this movie, which I don't know what the heck is going to happen at this point, but I'm like, Ryan had a production company. I actually heard that whatever company he was associated with to stream his services, they cut ties with him.
Because of Justin?
Because of all this, yeah.
What?
Not because of Justin, because of his actions. So just to bring everything up to date real quick, 2 days ago, where we're at right now, Blake requested that everything that's going to be pulled for this lawsuit, because I think the reason Taylor's team even started saying anything publicly is because Baldoni's lawyer was asked if they would subpoena Taylor Swift and all her messages and everything. And he said nothing's off the table. So I feel like that's when Taylor's team was like, ooh. So 2 days ago, Blake requested that everything related to the case, as far as her text messages with her friends, meaning Taylor, Hugh Jackman, Emily Blunt, and Gigi Hadid, be ruled to be for attorneys' eyes only. And
seen that on Law and Order.
Justin's team was like, no. The judge was like, you guys need to hash it out between yourselves. They couldn't hash it out. So they had a hearing 2 days ago. The judge hasn't ruled yet. He said he would get back to them, but he has said that he's aware that this case has garnered public interest and that this case is a case that's going to be public, such as the motions, the trial, etc. There is a public interest in how the court is being used, and the court has to respect that. So the judge also made the comment that this hearing that's happening today is just a battle of PR firms, basically. So I think we're going to be seeing those text messages, and I can't wait, because down with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I don't like bullies. If anything, you guys being the A-list celebrity should have wanted to genuinely help him, not try to take over his vision, because if you guys wanted to get the second film or whatever it was, you guys have enough money to make your own damn film. I just think it was totally messed up. Justin came into this with an open heart. He wanted to bring awareness to domestic violence and just have a totally different situation with this film and this book.
Deliver a few packages.
That's just not what's happening. So I'm excited to watch them to continue to be ripped to shreds, knocked down a peg or two. And I'm curious to see how they come out of it, because the rumor mill is people think that Ryan Reynolds is just really going to fend for himself and his reputation and not his wife's.
And then he's going to start dating Gal Gadot. Is she married?
Gadot. Yes, she is. She was pregnant when
probably not.
That doesn't mean she was married, but she was pregnant when she filmed Wonder Woman. Did you know that?
No, did they do CG?
I found that out and I was like, she's dope.
Like Scarlett Johansson was pregnant and they like
not like pregnant, but she was starting to get there towards the end. No, she was pregnant, and towards the end
had conceived.
She was starting to get there.
Oh, I thought she was a little thicker in this movie.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. So this is the year of beefs, huh? So first Kendrick brought down Drake, and now Justin's bringing down the Reynolds.
5 months pregnant during the filming of Wonder Woman. 5 months pregnant.
What the heck?
She's dope.
What? She wasn't even what?
With her second daughter at that.
5 months? Crazy.
During reshoots, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that sounds more feasible.
So yeah, that is the drama so far. That is the saga. I'm standing with Justin, and I don't ever want to victim shame or downplay anybody who gets sexually harassed. But if that was the case, it was a little weird to me that she filed a complaint instead of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And it also was alarming to me that her best friend, Taylor Swift, who backed Kesha up when Kesha had her sexual harassment claims, was not out loud about how her best friend was sexually harassed on set. So
Amber Heard.
everybody's calling her.
Amber
Perez Hilton was literally just calling her Blake Heard. Candace Owens has also been calling her Amber Heard. I will say, hey, if you want some super duper uber deep dive on this, multiple series, multiple videos, Candace Owens is doing a good job about it. She is talking about a bunch of other with it. So take that as you will.
Well, now we all know the questions everybody wanted answered has been addressed in this podcast episode.
Shut up.
We are all so much better now that we know about the behind the scenes drama with this massively successful movie that was $25 million budgeted.
I wouldn't say it was massive.
With 350. Okay, so when the movie costs $25 million to make and it grosses 350, that's I guess why he got. But Blake,
it came to Netflix super fast though.
It did not come fast if you compare it to the. It's not been a good time for Hollywood. Okay. All
that's
right.
true.
So if you look at it compared to the other movies that's out, how long it took to come to Netflix, yeah, it didn't.
I don't know, man. Lion King ain't even on Disney Plus yet. So.
Yeah, Mufasa because people are still going to the theater to see it, but that means it had legs. It was 50 million. The opening. It opened with 50 million. That means it had legs the following weekends that it was out. So they kept it in the theaters because people were still paying to come see it. So it had legs.
It was on Netflix in 2 months for free. Well, I'd have been mad if I went and saw that. I wouldn't have went and saw it.
Netflix isn't free.
But you can watch it at home you already pay a Netflix
You can watch the movies when they come out at home immediately when they come out. It's
if you want to pay,
$30.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by for free.
Already.
You already pay for Netflix.
It's not free. It's a streaming service.
People know what I mean by for free. Obviously, you have to pay for Netflix, but you're already paying that subscription. So it's not like paying $40 to watch it at home instantly or paying to go to the movie theaters.
It is if you don't have a subscription to anything.
It's not. Unless somebody out there paid for Netflix specifically to watch it ends with us, then it would be the equivalent.
Well, then it would be like $7 with ads and they just like cancel it or do a free subscription or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the same as going to the theater.
Well, now you're going to look at streaming numbers because I think was in the top 10, something like that, probably. I'm pretty sure it was in the top 10 because I was like, oh, it is on here. Or maybe people are boycotting saying, I'm not going to support Taylor. Release the Justin cut.
And I'm sure.
Release the Justin cut. That's what they're going to do.
They really should.
Like the Snyder cut. Release the Justin cut. What did the author say? The one that wrote the book. What did she say about it? She must be Team Blake, the way you're saying that.
It's not even that she's Team Blake.
She must not be
just
Team Justin, the way you're saying that.
Blake fan and Blake. Let me tell you something. Blake booked the lead role in this film. Do you think she read the book?
Blake.
Ask me if she read the book.
Blake.
Ask me. She didn't even read the 150. She can't be bothered to read the 150-page book.
I mean, I feel like if you're going to play a character, it's good character study to read the book. But this is a screenplay. You know what I'm saying? It's a screen adaptation. So that's what
there's no excuse for her to not have read the book.
So that's what the director is for. You think Hugh Jackman didn't have to read the comics? It's all like you're the director.
Not the same thing.
How is it not the same thing? Don't disrespect comics right now. How is it not the same thing? There's a source material.
I'm not disrespecting
How do you know
comics.
that the people in Jurassic Park, did they read the book?
I'm not.
Did Kirsten Stewart read the Twilight books? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you don't have to
I bet you Kristen Stewart did.
Didn't act like that? That's what she got from the books?
Listen, just because she a child, she can't act in nothing she's in.
I don't agree with that. I think Kristen Stewart's a good actor. I liked her in Panic Room. I was like, yo, I think she got acting chops. I really believe she had asthma. I really believe that. But like I was saying, we're going like an hour and a half.
So after Kristen Stewart secured the part, guess what she did?
Are you back on Blake?
She read the books.
You looked
Just
it
want to
up
clarify. Absolutely.
because Google says it.
Absolutely.
She read it after she did the first one. When she found out it was going to be a series.
She read it
then
after
she started reading
booked
it.
the role.
All right. After she booked it.
It was already a
book.
series.
Here's the deal.
Oh my gosh.
Here's what I'm saying. You don't have to read the book. Do I think you should? What I suggested? Yeah. Because you probably get a better sense of it. But then what if the director's like, we're going to go in a whole new take? Because that happens. You know what I'm talking about? That happens. It was like, no. That's not the character you're going to be. You're going to be this character. And that's what the director is for. But if she wasn't even going to listen to the director, then she probably should have read the book. Or maybe she sent the email like, I'm so glad you're playing her. Just whatever you want to do. It'll be perfect. Fully bloom. What's the last thing Blake Lively did before this movie? She was great in Age of Caroline. I'll say that.
I was literally just trying to think of the name of that movie because I actually think she did a great job in that movie.
I was like, yo, that made me a Blake fan. I
really liked that movie.
But maybe she was just acting like herself.
I literally was trying to think of the name of that movie because she did do very well in that movie.
Harrison Ford, that was good. I was like, yo, she's playing the mess out of this role.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, I don't know if I'll see she's like a bad actor. But like, what does she do other than that? Like, I don't think she's been that busy.
Oh, snap.
The one with her
Colleen
and Anna.
Hoover deactivated her Instagram.
Anna, is it Anna Kendrick? The movie with her and Anna Kendrick?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of drama there, too. But Anna Kendrick's just professional.
There's a lot of drama there,
and people are like, oh, Anna hates her, which she might, but...
What? Is that part of the part 2?
Like somebody tried to ask her.
We don't have another hour to get
We're not.
into.
No, we're not. But
what happened, though? What happened?
I'm trying to find you stuff on the author.
So they were like, hey, what do you think about what's going on with Taylor?
Because the movie that just came out.
And she was all like, yeah, it tracks for Blake.
The movie that just came out. Well, somebody was like, how does it feel to be reunited with Anna? And Blake was like, so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. And then somebody was like,
they reunited?
A new movie just came out, a sequel to whatever movie they did before.
That's why it was on Netflix, because they were trying to build up buzz for the sequel.
And somebody asked Anna, oh my gosh, how does it feel to be working with Blake again? And Anna goes, oh, you know. And walks off.
Do you think that's because of the drama? She ain't trying to get in it, or she's all like...
Well, somebody tried to ask her, like, were you concerned about how the movie was going to go? Did it? You know, let me see if this is it.
Like, what does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
Hang on, people just...
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you.
Oh, you know.
I think maybe she feels like they're trying to mess her.
Like, what does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake
Oh,
again?
it's the best. Blake, relax.
First off, you reacted it with way more emphasis. She said she was still walking and was like, oh, it's the best, you know.
I want to find the...
Your reenactment.
Because I do think that if I went into acting right after directing, the team might be like, oh boy, you know, she directs one thing and she thinks she knows everything. And because I'd worked with them before, they were like, oh, she's just nosy.
But
She's just
think
like
that
that. That's
That
just
sounds like a shot. Or...
I can't. We have a video. I'm going to go and ask you.
Oh, here we go. Here's what I wanted to play.
The other thing I want to ask you, how do you feel like how does it feel like the movie's being impacted kind of by everything happening going on in the world?
why what happened. I did ayahuasca and the last year of my life is just gone, but I've heard the movie's amazing.
Wait, thank you.
Boom. Bow. That's how you do it.
Yes.
That's how you do it. Listen, watch my movie.
Anna said, please.
What's it called?
I don't know.
It was on the thing you just watched. What's the name in the back? Is that it?
SXSW.
Some sexy
Another
songs?
simple favor. Oh my gosh, we've been talking for way too long. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, you a real one. If you made it this far, like DM me a star or something so I know you actually listened. And you can DM me at DeucesPod on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or X or even LinkedIn. So go to all those places and DM me on, no, I'm just kidding. But follow us on all those different places and YouTube as well. You can also watch this live if you want. See me with my glasses on because this is a
We're not
serious
live.
episode talking about serious allegations.
But it's not live. It's pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded, whatever. What else? I think that's all I have to say. Do you have anything else?
No, you said enough. You said all of it. You ain't leaving nothing left to be said.
There's actually so much out there. So go deep dive it yourself and you can read all of the pages.
If they're gonna deep dive themselves, why would they watch?
And on that note,
Deuces.
should we say?
Don't be see.
I say that every week. Rewind. And
Shut up,
on
for
that
real?
note, should we say
Deuces. You gonna say try to Blake me, bro? Or Drake me? They both rhyme.
Oh my gosh, Blake and Drake. And they're both
The aches.
Karen 1 and Karen 2.
Oh, dude, Drake is such a Karen. Such a
So
Karen.
is Blake, dude. Plantation.